Greetings and happy holidays from the fire department. I'm Fire Chief Johnny Menifee, and I'd like to talk to you about some safety tips over the holidays. So when I look back at the statistics from Southfield, I see three critical areas where we need to improve. I look at kitchen fires, the grease fires in the kitchen. I look at candles, and I look at our electrical fires. And these are all major contributors to fires around the holidays. So let's start with the kitchen fires. The kitchen, still grease on the stove, still frying a lot of foods on the stove. These are foods that are unattended. These are also actually times where individuals are going out, maybe having a couple drinks, come home and want to cook. And when you're really tired, this is not the time to be cooking in the kitchen. I know around the holidays, a lot of families get together and there's a lot of cooking, but make sure that you're not doing multiple things while you're cooking, that you concentrate and pay attention to the things that you're cooking in the kitchen. But it's always good to make sure that you got a working fire extinguisher in the kitchen. But by all means, don't hesitate to call the fire department if you have an issue or a problem. So candles, let's talk a little bit about candles. Candles is something that individuals use around the holidays and special events. Now you got to remember, this is an open flame. I know people love the smell of candles. They love the look of candles around the holidays. But you have to remember that don't leave these unattended. That these need to be in spaces that are clear away from other things like curtains, and that you make sure that you don't have animals and so forth can actually knock these candles over, or leave candles lit. And I'm just going to run to the store for a minute to get a loaf of bread. I'll be back in a minute. That's how these accidents happen. So be vigilant and understand that you are lighting something that is burning in your house and that you get distracted. So make sure that you pay attention to your candles. And there's also alternatives to candles. We have a lot of battery operated. It gives you the same look as a candle. I know you might have all the warm holiday smells, but this is a good alternative to actually using grill candles. Electrical. This is something that shows up in the statistics also, electrical fires. With the holidays approaching is when you see a lot of overuse of electrical outlets. If it's from your Christmas tree, multiple lights, plugging chargers into additional chargers. The system just was not built to handle that type of power. So be careful. People are using space heaters, a lot of space heaters and other ways to heat their home. Make sure that you understand that you don't put that electrical on multi-circuits and have it in a way that it can interfere with any other objects in a home. And with the kids, I see a lot of this with the computers, their tablets, their laptops, is they're charging them on their beds. They're charging their phones, putting them up under their pillows, and they're sleeping, thinking, they can set the alarm and that's gonna wake you up. It's something that we're starting to see a lot more of. When you have your chargers, when you're done charging the unit, unplug it from the wall. It's still drawing a current from the wall to the end of there. So make sure that you buy an acceptable charger for your devices, and not go out and necessarily buy one of these dollar chargers that don't necessarily have the same wiring inside. So with anything, a little common sense, but make sure that you're watching what you're doing. As far as don't leave these things unattended and just go away. I know sometimes with technology we rely a lot on that, but we have to come back and make sure that we do our due diligence and making sure that we're paying attention. That's the biggest thing. And by all means, don't forget to go check on your neighbors. Check on our elderly, check on your neighbors. There's nothing more safer than a community that's together. If you can check and see something that doesn't look right in your neighbors, or they're not acting well, please make sure that you say something. And if you can't find them, dial 911 so we can help you. By all means, it doesn't matter if it's a holiday or it's just an ordinary day during the week. make sure you have a working smoke detector and carbon monoxide detector. Smoke detectors. Most of the fires and the fire deaths that are happen at night. You need to give yourself a chance to survive. Smoke detectors, you should change the batteries every year. Daylight savings time, make sure you check it, change the batteries. You should not have a smoke detector that's over 10 years old in your home. If it's over 10 years, please replace it. Carbon monoxide detectors, they normally have a cycle anywhere from 5 to 7 years. Normally it's in that range, but if it's 5 to 7 years, you should also replace that. People always ask, should I have a smoke detector in every bedroom? Yes. That's where you sleep. That's where it's probably going to happen if it happens. And so you should make sure that you're doing your part of not becoming a statistic. Hey, Chief Menifee, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. A lot of great things going to be happening in the fire department, and we'll see you soon. God bless.